welcome you here to our homeland. Right now we are going to pray in the drum, and we ask that during this time of prayer and sacred moments that you do not share any pictures, take any pictures, or any videography during this time. This is a time where we give thanks to the Creator for all the things that He's done. And so I ask that you would please respect and honor us.
Inviting us to the land of the Poconokeets. My name is Harry Hawk Edmonds, and I'm sachem of the Poconoket tribal nation. And we're here to enlighten you folks on some of the indigenous ways of our people, with our drumming, singing, and some dancing. But I would like to offer sacred tobacco. Tobacco is very sacred to my people. We use it in many of our ceremonies, giving thanks to our Creator for a good feast, a good harvest, a good hunt, bringing in a new member to the tribe. So tobacco is very sacred to us. Of course, we know the harm of using tobacco products today, but we use it basically for ceremonial purposes. So I don't encourage you young folks to use tobacco other than for sacred ceremonial purposes. So I would like to offer a sacred tobacco prayer in the language of my people. The language that my people were deprived from speaking after the war of 1675-1676. It was called the King Philip's War. They lost that war. So they had to assimilate and adapt the ways of the settlers in order to survive. So their way of life was taken from them. So I took it upon myself to learn this sacred tobacco prayer in my native language, the Algonquin language that my ancestors spoke back in the day. Although they spoke in different dialects, my people were able to understand and communicate with one another. This sacred tobacco offering is all about honor and respect, which is the native way. We honored just about every living and non-living thing, especially our mother, Mother Earth. We honored Mother Earth. So I would offer this sacred tobacco prayer also in the English language, so you've understood what I've said. If I could have you all stand, the ones that can stand, remove your hats, unless you have an eagle feather in it. I will begin. Katantuit numagni o witamal. Aki numagni o witamal. Grandmother Moon, I offer this tobacco. Grandfather's son, I offer this tobacco. I thank you. I offer this tobacco to the four directions, to the east, to the south, to the west, to the north. Oh, I thank you. Make it down. Kamatash.
Would you like a translation? Good morning, everyone. I am Dancing Star, sachem of the Pokanoket tribe, and I would like to welcome you to the ancestral homeland of the Pokanoket tribe. Our ancestors have lived here for more than 10,000 years before colonization, and the Creator put our people here to live on this land, to take care of this land, and to live in peace, harmony, and balance with everything on it. And I would like to acknowledge my ancestors who did just that. I thank Coggeshall Farm, and I thank all of you for coming today. because this land is so important. This land that we all share and we all live on together, that we benefit from not only the land but the waterways and the air thereof. And so it's important that we come together and we acknowledge the land and we take care of this land together. Kabaddi. Thank you.
My name is Hawk. A lot of times they ask me how do I get my native name. I was inducted into the East Providence High School Hall of Fame playing basketball. And one of the students cried out, "He's got a hawk eye, he's got a hawk eye." So when I had a naming ceremony, they asked me what did I want to be called. And I said, well, the students at East Providence High School called me the Hawk. So I'm called Hawk. And in my language, it's Kwanunin. Kwanunin is Hawk. And he's a Korean vet. He's got a cow's valve in his aorta. So that's how we got the name Braveheart. Braveheart. They were going to put a pig's valve in him, but it was too small. So they had to put a cow's valve. So we're still going, and I want to thank you folks for having us here today to learn a little about the culture of our people, the indigenous people of our land. I thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to have such great community support today for this program, which is really important. My name is Shelley Costa and I'm the director here for Coggeshall Farm Museum, and I'm actually a newer director. I started in January, and one of the things that I was really excited about when I started is that we have this great partnership with Old Sturbridge Village, which a lot of times when you work with a small nonprofit, it's tough to take time to reflect and really make changes so that you can make improvements as you go forward. So I think one of the things that's great about the partnership in their leadership is allowing us to reflect on what we've done in the past and to make some great changes as we start to move forward. So this was a great land acknowledgement celebration that was already in progress when I started. So everyone came together and are starting to build a partnership so we can continue to share the land and really want to recognize the tribe and their long history with the land before we ever were here, ever an organization. And we want to honor them and continue to build upon the things that we've been doing, building up to this point and moving on. And part of that, we are going to be putting a sign that acknowledges the Pokanoket tribe and their history to this land. We have a mock-up of that sign today, but we are going to be placing the sign that will be up, and an outdoor sign that everybody can come by. And we wanted to place it in a location with the beauty of the land to really highlight all of the history of the land. Yeah, okay. The wind wanted to do it already, but here we go.
But can you hear me in the back? Okay, you can hear me because I am the mother of 5. If the Sagamore was here, he was going to give just a brief history of the Pokanoket people. Early explorers came to these lands, such as Giovanni de Verrazano. They encountered the Pokanoket people. The leader of Pokanoket country came from the Pokanoket tribe, and history knows him as the Massasoit Osamequin. He was our great leader. It was he who signed the 1721 treaty with the Pilgrims, ensuring their survival. His tribe, the headship tribe, the Pokanoket tribe, their ancestral homeland was what was called Soams. We are in Soams. Soams is what is known of as, currently, the towns of Bristol, Warren, Barrington, East Providence, Swansea, Somerset, Rehoboth. That's basically Soams. And that is the ancestral land of the Pokanoket tribe of the Pokanoket Nation. But as our Sachem Hawk told you, that peace was kept with the Massasoit Osamequin. He worked hard to keep peace, even though parts of the treaty were not being honored, not by us, but parts of the treaty were not being honored, and he was just a man of such integrity that he kept peace. But after he died, after he crossed over, his son, Metacom, became the Massasoit, the leader of our people. And unfortunately, relations deteriorated. The treaties, the terms of the treaties were not being kept towards our people. Land encroachment was happening. And in order for him to keep the ways of our people, to protect our people, the King Philip's War, did come about. After the King Philip's War, those of us who were not killed, those of us who remained, we were enslaved. We were sent out of our lands. We were sold as slaves out of the country. We were taken as indentured servants. A lot of our people, we were forced to go into hiding. And we were no longer able to call ourselves Pokanoket because it was punishable by death, and that was the law. They told us we couldn't speak our language, we couldn't call ourselves Pokanoket, but what they did say is, you can refer to yourselves as Wampanoag. Okay? So now you can kind of get the connection. But the Pokanoket tribe itself, they just tried to expunge us. They tried to genocide us. And for many years, we were afraid to really talk and reveal. And there was a lot of still paper genocide, going on with our people. But now we are able to tell our story, or should I say people are listening, to our story, and the history is being uncovered. And so we are so thankful that, you are here and we are here today. So that's just a little history of the Pokanoket.
Thank you.
Now,
As Dancing Star was saying, after the King Philip's War, if you said you were Pokanoket and you were 14 years or older, it would cut your head right off. So the word Pokanoket was somewhat outlawed. So you couldn't say that you were Pokanoket. So they called us Wampanoag or Wampanoag, which means Eastern people, people of the early light, people of the dawn. That's where Wampanoag Trail, that's where Wampanoag came from, the Eastern people, people of the early light. My ancestor is a war chief called Anawan. That's where the war ended, out in Rehoboth. They call it Anawan's Rock. That's when Benjamin Church came upon Anawan and remaining members of our tribe, and they turned over all of their valuables to Benjamin Church, which pretty much ended the conflict or the war. But Anawan, when he was fighting against the settlers, he was heard to cry out in battle, "Ayutash, stand firm and fight! Ayutash!" And that's what I tell my family. Whenever I leave my family, my kids, I say Ayutash to them. I say stand firm and fight. Don't ever give up. That's part of my family. Ayutash. Ayutash.
Ayutash.
Ayutash. Oh.
So many moons ago, everything was up in the sky. And below, there was just water where all the water creatures lived. But one day, the sky chief, he pulled the tree of life up from the sky, and it created a big hole. And Sky Queen, she came and she looked down, but she fell. And all the water creatures, they looked up and they said, oh look, a star. A star is falling. Oh no, it's Sky Queen. What shall we do? So two swans, they swam together and they caught Sky Queen on their back. Oh, but she was so heavy. And they said, she's so heavy. What will we do? So the great turtle, he swam up beneath and he said, I have an idea. I can hold her. You can put her on my back, but first, I'm going to need a lot of dirt on my back. So all of the water creatures, they swam down, 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 and they each got a handful of earth, and they came up and they put it on the turtle's back. And the earth grew to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, and by, the turtle was holding the entire earth on his back. Every so often, the turtle, he gets tired of holding up this great big earth of ours, and he gives himself a little stretch, and the whole earth shakes. And I know you guys call that an earthquake, and you get a little frightened, but don't. It's just the turtle. He's just stretching. He's just stretching. So by and by, they got the Sky Queen, and they put the Sky Queen down on the earth. And you know what? The Sky Queen, she had 2 sons. And every time the good son did something, the bad son would do something to mess it up. So the good son, he'd make a beautiful meadow, and he put the berries in it for us to eat. But the bad son, he put the prickers in it. The good son made a beautiful flowing stream that we could drink nice refreshing water from. And the bad son, all the other stuff in there. Old one day. She grew old. She was always trying to separate the good from the bad. But her body began to grow all the vegetation and everything that was needed to sustain her children. And you know what? Mother Earth is still taking care of her children today. And we, her children, we need to take care of her. We need to take care of Mother Earth, right? Yeah. And when I say take care of Mother Earth, I'm talking about taking care of Mother Earth and everything on it. Everything on it. It's more than just not littering, right? Mm-hmm. It's respecting the trees. Do we need to keep cutting down trees? Right? Because the animals need the trees. The grass is beautiful, but do we need to put pesticides on it? We have to be very careful about what we do to the earth, what we do to the water, the poisons that go in the water, the trash that goes in the water. Everyone put your thumbs up, and I'll point them at yourself, okay? It's up to you. It's not up to the person beside you, to the left, or to the right. It's up to you to take care of the earth and to live in balance with everything on it. Because we want to live on the earth, but so do the coyotes and the rabbits and the fish. The Creator put them here. And if the Creator put something here, it's not up to us to get rid of it. Before you see a flower, before you pick a flower, ask the flower if it wants you to pick it. And if the flower says yes, then pick it. But if not, leave it there. What I want to share with you is a song about the water, okay? Because water is life. And we have a song that we sing called Neepy Wobble. Wobble, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. back into the rivers, streams, goes back into the ocean, and it goes back up to the sky. Okay? Thank you. Okay? I want you to remember that. That's very, very important. So I'm going to have an 87 and 88-year-old men up here dancing for you. After they're done dancing, I'm going to have you guys come up and dance. So if they can dance, you all can dance. Again, thank you everyone, and as Shelley said, stay, enjoy the farm, enjoy Mother Earth, enjoy nature, really take in everything that you look at. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you for that marker. Thank you for the marker right there. That tells a story. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Ready? It's my turn. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4 landed. Oh, you won! You won! So you get 1 stick. Alright? And then we keep doing that, and at the end, whoever has the most sticks wins the game! You have 3 sticks, I have 0. You won. right, in nature. And when my kids, I got more stuff. That's okay. And so when my kids used to go out with me when they were little, they never got bored because they would just find some rocks and then they would just scrape. See how you can scrape the rock and make a mark? And they would do some of them with marks and some without marks, and they would sit there and they would play games, right? They would draw. You know how to do tic-tac-toe? They would draw tic-tac-toe in the sand and use rocks to place tic-tac-toe and mark X's on some marks and some rocks without. So you don't have to go to a toy store to buy games. You can play with the things in nature, right? You guys can do that. Yeah. And what you would do is, when you would hunt a deer, because we would use every part of an animal because that's how you honor the life of an animal. So we would eat, of course, the deer meat, and then with the skin, you know, you would soak it, you would scrape it, you know, scrape all the fur, scrape it down until it got like that, and then you would make your clothing. We used to dress in deer skin. And see how it's stitched? I stitch it with deer skin, see? And so we would wear deer skin, we would wear a lot of furs. When the Europeans came, that's when we started wearing cloth. And they had a special cloth that we used to use. It was a very hard, thick cloth. Actually, I have some in there. But the deer skin, when you keep shaving it down, look at this. This is deer skin right here. This is down to the very, very thin skin part of the deer. We would use the bone for tools, right? Right, that's a bone there. That's an animal bone.
Dancing stick, and it tells a story about people.
I carved that with my jackknife.
We're Pokanoket.
That's the tribe.
Pokanoket, the tribe, and that's the
I love Brother Crow.
He brought us the corn, the beans, and the squash, which we call the Three Sisters. So, and then his name is Braveheart, so they carved the heart right on there.
I love it.